Everyone's buzzing about Cooper Flagg for the upcoming 2025 NBA Draft, but let's shift the spotlight for a moment to talk about the other player who also stole the collegiate spotlight. Meet Dylan Harper, a college basketball sensation who impressed everyone during his freshman season. At 6'6" and 215 pounds, Dylan isn't just another player because he's a powerhouse guard with a blend of size, skill, and smarts. His ability to shine under the bright lights of big games has caught the eye of scouts and fans alike, making him a potential first pick. And there are a lot of other reasons why he's set to be one of the top picks in 2025. Basketball talent often runs in families, and we've seen our fair share of NBA father and son duos who have had their fair share of great moments. Dylan Harper is no exception. The son of Ron Harper, a 15-season NBA veteran, Dylan has the game in his genes. But Ron Harper wasn't just any player when you look at what he's achieved throughout his career. He was a standout scorer for teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers and Los Angeles Clippers, regularly putting up 20 points per game.
Harper dribbles out of a double team, takes it down the lane, all the way to the hoop, hook shot, rimming good.
Although he never reached All-Star status, his shift to the Chicago Bulls marked a turning point in his career, transforming him from a scorer to a champion with a knack for defense, playing alongside legends like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. His IQ, defensive instincts, and unselfishness allowed him to become a multi-time NBA champion, even acting as a veteran presence while playing with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant in his final 2 seasons in the NBA. Meanwhile, Dylan's mother, Maria, also has deep basketball roots. Coming from the Philippines, a nation where basketball is a major passion, she played college basketball in New Orleans and later coached at Don Bosco High School, the very school where Dylan would eventually make his mark. Even his older brother, Ron Harper Jr., played basketball at a high level, eventually playing for Rutgers before going to the NBA, where he only lasted 10 games. So if you combine the genetics of an NBA 20-point scorer and champion with the Filipino people's natural love for basketball, you get Dylan, a young man born to play this sport at a high level, and he started showing promise in high school. His high school career at Don Bosco was nothing short of spectacular. From his sophomore year, it was clear he was destined for greatness, averaging over 15 points per game. By his junior year, he was a powerhouse with 25 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals per game, earning him the title of Boys Basketball Player of the Year from NJ.com. His senior year saw him maintaining those impressive stats, leading his team to a state championship and cementing his reputation as a top prospect. Choosing to stay on the path carved by his brother, Dylan committed to Rutgers, where he quickly became the highest-rated recruit in the program's history. His impact was immediate and undeniable. Starting his college career with a series of 20-point games, he showed that he could handle the transition from high school to college seamlessly. A standout moment came during the Players Era tournament against Notre Dame, where Dylan scored 36 points in an overtime thriller, drawing comparisons to other great college players like Trae Young. Of course, there were a lot of reasons why Dylan was already such a good talent the moment he entered the collegiate ranks. It helped that he grew to be a steady 6'6" player with natural guard-like abilities, much like his father.
Not on game day. I get nervous the day before a game. His first shot as a Scarlet Knight is a made triple.
But Dylan Harper isn't just big, because he's also exceptionally athletic. With a wingspan of 6 foot 10 inches, he combines strength, agility, and basketball intelligence. He's comfortable playing as a lead guard despite not having high assist numbers initially. He's been showing a natural ability to create shots and drive to the basket. His physical attributes and skill set make him ideally suited for the modern NBA game, which values versatile guards who can cover multiple positions and handle both offensive and defensive responsibilities effectively. This is why, if you look at the league today, there are a lot of teams with big guards who can play either backcourt positions. The NBA values big point guards who can bully their way to points or see over the top of opposing defenses to make good passes. Meanwhile, even if some of these guards get moved to the shooting guard position, they make good secondary ball handlers while providing versatility on both ends of the floor. In Harper's case, he has the makings of a player who's not only good enough to play either guard position, but might also be big enough to play small forward on a small ball lineup. That's how versatile he is. Due to his all-around capabilities as a guard, Dylan's game has drawn comparisons to current NBA stars like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Cade Cunningham. He has the ability to play both guard spots proficiently.
Wagner on the floor for the first time. He's trying to chase down Harper. Takes it to the hole.
If you're updated on what's happening around the NBA, you'd know that both SGA and Cade have been balling as of late. So for Harper to get compared to these players speaks volumes of his potential. Meanwhile, his father's legacy as a combo guard who transitioned from scoring to playmaking and defense in the NBA suggests Dylan might follow a similar path. Offensively, Dylan is a threat from all levels. He can finish at the rim, pull up from mid-range, or hit three-pointers. His ability to draw fouls and capitalize at the free throw line adds another layer to his game. It's also interesting to note that while Filipinos aren't really known for being some of the most successful players when it comes to their NBA dreams, Harper has the opportunity to become the next face of Philippine basketball. And we know that Filipinos are crazy about this sport, even crazier than Americans are. But the difference here is that he really does have the makings of a true star. With all due respect to Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green, they're not built like Dylan Harper. They're both talented and athletic, but Harper trumps both of them in those departments. This young man has the physical tools and skills of a true up-and-coming star. And if he does prove he's as good as advertised, the Filipinos are going to go crazy seeing one of their own duking it out with the best of the best in the NBA. While his skills are impressive, Dylan still has room to grow, particularly in his three-point shooting and decision-making. Improving his consistency from beyond the arc and reducing turnovers will be crucial as he prepares for the professional level. Dominating in college is one thing, but going up against bigger, stronger, longer, and more athletic NBA-level defenders is another thing. In the big leagues, he's not going to score 20 points by relying solely on his slashing ability. That's why he has to work on his three-point consistency. There are also questions about his ability to lead his team to wins. Rutgers finished the season 15-17, even with Harper and Ace Bailey, another talented freshman, leading the way. This is not the same case with Cade Cunningham, who also averaged 20 points as a freshman playing for Oklahoma State.
Shooting pocket. Cunningham spinning, gyrating, counted, foul!
He actually led that team to a winning record and an appearance in the NCAA tournament. On the other hand, Harper couldn't lead Rutgers to a winning record. This is where it gets interesting, because some critics might wonder if Harper was only good because he was playing on a team where he shared the ball with only one other teammate. Cooper Flagg, on the other hand, was not only leading Duke in scoring, but also winning a lot of games along the way. Harper, however, struggled to win games. You can't blame him for that, because Rutgers isn't the most established college program. But you can't help but wonder whether or not Harper would have still averaged 20 points a game if he played on a more competitive program like UConn, Duke, or Kentucky. That's why it's unlikely that he'll overtake Flagg in the upcoming draft. Meanwhile, there's also Bailey, Dylan Harper's Rutgers teammate. Bailey was ranked higher than Harper in high school and has been equally impactful at Rutgers.
Bailey on the attack. Stop, fade, off one leg. Pure!
At 6 foot 10 inches, he has the guard-like skills that make him look like the next coming of Kevin Durant. So if you look at it, Harper is actually competing for the top overall spot in the upcoming draft against players who resemble two of the greatest of all time. And in any other draft class, all those three players can potentially be consensus #1 overall picks. But Dylan's performances and potential could make him a very appealing choice for teams looking for a versatile guard who can immediately impact the game. After all, while it's hard to pass up on a player with LeBron-level potential or a 6 foot 10 inch pure scorer who looks like a KD clone, it's equally tough to pass out on a guard who can very well take the position to the next level in the future. Still, the interest around Dylan isn't just about his current skills, but his potential to grow into a generational talent.
Harper the steal. Open floor to the rim. Lays it up and in.
NBA teams are always on the lookout for players who not only bring immediate skills, but also have the potential to develop into superstars. That's why Cade Cunningham was taken first overall a few years back. In that regard, Dylan Harper, with his blend of size, skill, and basketball IQ, fits the mold perfectly. With the NBA being a bit too guard-heavy, everyone is now in an arms race to acquire the next all-time great guard. That's why scouts have their eyes on Harper. You can't miss a prospect who has a chance to become the next SGA. He probably won't overtake Flagg, but the general consensus is that he's one of the best three players in the upcoming draft. And it's going to be interesting to see just how good he will be in the NBA, especially if his game translates well to the big leagues.